question raises. Okay, people ask, no man, do not display all the reports. Okay, I don't want to display all the records. I'm going to select. If I want you to display admin only. If I want to display the managers, display managers only. If I want you to display CEOs, only display the CEOs only. Okay, they don't want to display the complete data. They are going to ask us what job role data they want to discuss, or else in the product table, what color product they want to see, they are going to ask for that particular colored product. Then we need to display that particular colored product. Okay, for that purpose, we are going to develop the same one new report. Okay, everybody just concentrate. I'm going to quickly develop the new report. Whoever, I hope one new person is added to the batch, just go through that one. I'm developing the new report called parameterized. I'm just naming it, but initially I'm going to develop the simple report. Okay, now I'm going to use the design things. I hope you guys understood perfectly. Now I'm going to use, for this report, go to the data, report data. Either you can go here at data sources. I'm going to use one of the existing shared data sources, that is a bank database source, and I'm going to write the data set. Okay, I can use the existing one, but whenever you are using, I'm going to use EMP data set. I'm going to use the embedded one. Using the, sorry, I didn't name the data source. I have to then select start from EMP. Then it is going to display all the EMP values. Now you got all the information. Now, then if I'm displaying if I'm displaying the data in a simple table format, let me insert a table. Okay, I'm going to add more columns. Okay, then I'm going to use the values here. Okay, something. Now what I want is that, let me apply some design to the header. Okay, make it bold. Then if you want to write completely, you can write it like this. I'm just changing the header names. Okay, this is my simple report. I'm getting the data. Okay, now I'm getting all the employee details. Okay, simple, only 12 records. I'm getting all the employee details. But the question raises, no man, do not display all the employees. I'm going to ask you. If I'm asking you to display admins, only display admins. If I'm asking you to display CEO, only display CEO. Okay, then if I'm asking the same questions in the SQL statement, what you are going to do? Display the admin employees. What you are going to do? Display the manager employees. Display the sales employees. What you are going to do? I want you guys to answer me. No self-join. Job role. I'm not asking about the manager. Job role. What you're going to do? Display the admin employees. Or else display the employee information belongs to admin job role. If I'm asking this question, what you're going to do in a normal table? That's good, where class. Okay, you are going to use the where class. Now here I need to use the where class only in the SQL statement. But I might ask the admin employees once, I might ask the manager employees once, I might ask the sales employees once. So do I need to use that many number of where clauses? How do I need to get that? Okay, while executing, I might want to enter that particular job role. Then what is the thing you are going to do? You guys did it. We are going to use the component or the topic called parameters in our store procedures. Okay, we use those parameters. While executing the query, we are going to use that values. Right now, here is also, okay, while executing the query, while executing the report, here there are two things. Executing the query means data set, and executing the report, I want to add the parameters, or I want to give the values for the parameters. But there are two parameters are there. One is that parameter given for the query means parameter for data set and parameter for the report. And here there is a parameter section. Now let us see how this exactly works. Let us go to the query, means our data set. Then what we need to do, like you guys said, we need to write the where class. Where job is equal to, then do I need to write one particular job, admin or anything, because I don't want to write the separate data set for admin, separate data set for anything. Then I want to use that job role as a parameter. Then to use it as a parameter, just use job. Here we are not creating store procedure, no? We are using it as a parameter. Automatically, once you develop the parameter for the query, let us see what will happen. Then if I am going to run it, then the system will ask, I need to enter the parameter. See, parameter value I need to enter. Then that parameter will be applied for the report. I just created the parameter for the data set. If you want to see, go to the data set properties. Then in the, I just create the query with the where condition and where the job equal to @job. @job is equal to, that actually is a parameter. Then let us go to the parameter tab in the data set. See, automatically the parameter name and the parameter value is created. Okay, now not only you created the parameter in the data set, then automatically that parameter will be forwarded to the report parameter. You can see under the parameter, see job is created. Then that's what I simply change the query with the where class. Okay, I use the job as a parameter. Then go to the preview. Now it is not displaying the data, it is requires the job role. Then I need to enter the job role like admin, then view the report. Then I'm going to get, there are two admins are there. Then sales, there is a sales one is there. View, there is no sales one, sales one. Something sales is there, or else managers. Okay, three managers are there. Okay, like that, whatever the value I want, I'm entering, I want to display. But for example, there is a sales people are there, but I don't know what exactly happening with the sales. I'm not getting the record because I'm not typing that sales value perfectly. Then the people ask, okay, ma'am, that's good. I need to enter the admin values and enter everything. That's good. But do I need to remember all the job roles? Do I need to remember the spelling of the job roles? Yes, I need all the job roles in the drop down so that I can able to select the required job role. Yes, that's good. Yes, let us do that. Everybody just concentrate. This requirement will go on increase. Okay. Initially, we develop the report with the parameter. That's good. But while entering the values for the parameter, they want some easy thing. Okay. They don't want to enter manually. They want those values should be automatically available in that parameters box, like a drop down. Then what we need to do? Go to the parameter properties. Go to the parameter section. Go to the parameter job. Then go to the parameter properties. In the parameter properties, do not touch any basic things. Go to the available values. Okay. go to the general section and available values section. Right now the parameter not having any values. Then what we need to do? We need to specify the values. If you want to manually specify the values, then label. Label is for display purpose and actual value. Then you can enter admin. Then the value for admin is admin. Then add one more, manager. You can add manager, add CEO, like CEO, something like that. Is there any other things? Not to worry, I forgot. Okay. Now I created the three. A label is the display purpose, okay, and actual value is admin, manager, and CEO. Done. Okay. We gave some values to that parameter. We specified some values to the available values of that parameter. Let us see what will happen. When you go to the preview, then you will get the admin here. View that. Then you are going to get manager. Then you are going to get CEO. That's it. Okay, you are going to get multiple things. Now here, are we getting all job roles of my employee table? We are not. Only we specified only 3. What happens if somebody added one more job role into the employee? Okay, later in the database, somebody added one more job role. They added one more employee and they added one more job role. For example, let me go to the database, because employee table keep on changing the employee details, no? Because they are going to adding more employees and removing the employees. Those are the transactions will happen on the employee table. Then if I want more, for example, I am inserting some more employee details. Okay, we have 14 records. Then we have many other job roles are available like sales, sales I, and technical or CEO or other department. Then I'm going to insert one more. Insert into EMP. One more job role is that values 15th employee. Okay, some name. Okay, job is there. What job is now there? For example, IT or project manager. Just remaining, I'm going to enter it as another. Okay, I'm inserting one more row. Yeah, thank you. Okay, one row is inserted. But whenever I'm inserting one more row or something changes are happening, but do I need to ask that person to, okay, come and there is one more job role is inserted, can you add it on the report? I cannot ask those. Then what I want this job role drop down should have the same job roles available in my employee table. Okay, whatever the employee table job roles are there, I want those job roles to be available here automatically. Then what do I need to do? How can I get the job roles up from that employee table? How can I get the all job roles from the employee table? Guys, answer me. How can I get the job roles from that employee table? Star will not take, not select all. Job roles. Job role is one column. How can I get all job roles? Display all job roles from employee table. If I'm asking you the query. Exactly, select I want you guys to write the complete way. Yes, select job from the EMP. That's good. That's very good. Then means what? I need to get it from that query. Then let me go to that. Then I need to write one more query to get the job roles. Right now I have one query. Here query means what? Data set. Then let me create one more data set to get the job roles. Let me create one more data set. Then job. Yes, I'm using job DS, embedded one. Then use the same data source. Then select job from EMP. But here, if I'm writing just like this, is it going to give the all job roles? Then it is going to repeat the job roles also. Then if I don't want a repetition, then I can use the distinct. Okay, yes, that's good. Distinct job role. Okay, let me see what will happen. Then I need to connect this result of this query, means that this data set to this particular parameter. Okay, this drop down. Then how can I connect? Then go to the same job parameter properties. Then in the available values, then you specify the value. Then manually you added those values. But that's not my requirement. I want all the job roles should be displayed according to the employee table. Then the next option is get the values from the query. Then already we wrote a query. Then what is that query? The job DS, the job data set. Then which value, which column, job, and the label. Label is for the display. That's it. Then let us see that. Preview. Now you will get all job roles available in our even whatever the job role we created new. Then for example, if I'm deleting one row here, like for example, if I'm deleting the employee number 15. Okay. Now one row is affected, we deleted that record. Then let us see immediately in our reporting. Go to the design, in the preview, do you have that one? PM, automatically removed. Means what? That is the advantage of writing the query and connecting to the parameter. Then we don't need to manually change anything. Once the data is removed from the database, automatically that values will be removed from that report also. Okay. Then I don't need to worry about, okay, that parameter is removed or anything, then we can get the data. This is called multi-valued parameters. Now, then there is one more requirement will come. Okay, man, right now I can able to select only one job role. Can you display the employees with the multiple job roles? Means what? I want to display CEOs and COOs. Okay, then how can I display? I want to display the CEOs and CPAs. I will display the sales and managers. Display the employees with the job roles, sales and managers. How can I do this? Think about normal table. If I'm asking, how can I write that? Multi-select. What is multi-select? No. Going too much advanced. We are in the multi-data set. No. If I'm writing, select employee, start from employee. Okay. Then display the admins and managers. If I'm asking the query, what is that? Display the admins and managers. No group by. Guys, simple question. No and. I hope you guys forgot the basics. If I'm asking, there is employee. Display employees or employees with job roles or with job roles, admin, that's good, admin and managers. Then we need to write, okay, select star from EMP where job equal to either admin or job equal to manager. That's it. Okay, I got the admins and the managers. That's what the question. I hope you guys understood my question. Okay, let me know if you are not understanding my question. I'll put it in the like. Okay, now I might ask for the 2, I might ask for the 3, I might ask for the 4 different job roles. Then instead of using the multiple R's, I can write the same statement where job in admin, comma, manager. I can even use like this. Instead of using the multiple R's, I can even use the logical operator called in. That's what I'm going to use it. Okay, then we can use like this. Or I can even use the one more job role tech. Then I'll get the 3. Then that's what the requirement people ask you, that can you give me the provision that one either I can select one job role, display the one job role employee, multiple job roles, display the multiple job role employees. Then like what we did here, go back to the query, the data set, the main data set. Then either you can go to the data set properties and go to the query, or directly you can go to the query. In that one, then what we need to do, instead of equal to, then we can simply write in. But in we should come with the braces. That's it. Instead of equal to, will equate with only single value. Then in, that will select the required values from the multiple values. That's it. Then let us see what will happen. Yeah, still I can only select the single value only. I cannot select the multiple values. Then what I need to do, go to the parameter properties. Okay, parameter properties. Then there is something called allow multiple values. This allow multiple values, what will happen is that it will give the one checkbox before every parameter. Okay, this will give the checkbox. That's what this multiple. Then select the admin and CEO. You will get 2. If you are selecting the admin, CEO, CPA and CEO, CPA, and also you will get CEO and CPA. And if you want all, then there is something called select all. Then you will get all employees. See, this is called multi-valued parameters. Okay, yeah, you will get it like this, multi-valued parameters. Okay, now let me do these kind of parameters for my other report, which is whatever we created for the product details, where we used it. Okay, I'm going to use the same query. Then instead of creating everything again, I'm just copying this report, typing and selecting. We cannot. I didn't understand your question. You want to type the parameter? Yeah, we can also give the multiple parameter while not by selecting, while typing. Yes, I can give you. Okay, let me show you that one. Okay, for example, that what Shiva's question is that one, you want to give the multiple parameters by typing, not by selecting. That's what your question, no? Yeah, I can give it. But here we already gave the multiple selection. Then I'm going to remove that query from that parameter. Available values, I'm just removing that. But while removing that one, the parameter will not have any value. Still I can type it. For example, admin, I can type it, just enter, and CEO. Still that in statement work. The only the query we are connecting, we don't want to type it, no? Then I can do CPO. Okay. Then you got all the records. Okay. You can even do that. Is that your question, Shiva? Yeah. Okay. The only thing what we are doing is we are connecting that query or data set to get the values automatically into that parameter. But if you don't have the parameter, still we can use the multiple values by typing. Only what we need to do, one value, enter other value, enter other value. That's all you can do. Okay, you can type 2 values, you can type 3 values, you can type 4 values. You can do that. Okay, then here what we are going to do is that, let me use this particular report to, I'm going to use this report only for the data set and data source because I'm not going to spend the time for creating again. This one is also, I'm going to create it as a parameterized. Okay. Then I'm going to remove this group bys. Now, yeah, I'm going to use the same data set, same data source. That is the purpose I used it. Okay. Now, let me insert a table here. Okay, just use the simple design. And some more columns. Now here what I want, I'm giving, no, don't worry about the product ID, product name, color, and list price, size, and style. Okay. Now I'm getting the data. But here is also I want to implement the parameter. What parameter? I want to enter the color, then display me all the available products with that color. Then what I am going to do? Go to that query. Okay, go to that query in the text format. Okay, we are using the stored procedure for this one now. Then what do I need to do? Yeah, that's a good example we corrected. For this statement, we are using the stored procedure. Where do I need to make the changes? Okay, then I need to make the changes in the stored procedure, not here. Okay, then for this report, same parameterized report, there we are using the data set directly as a query, but for this one, we are using the stored procedure. Then whatever the stored procedure we are using for the report, then go back to that stored procedure. Wherever is that stored procedure? Yes. And you can alter that stored procedure. Okay, GUI wise you can do that. Where is that? Get EMP. Oh, sorry. The stored procedure is in AdventureWorks. Then get product is there. You can modify. Simply, it will give the alter statement only. Then what we can do? Then we can write and color equal to. Here in the stored procedure, we cannot just write @color. We need to define the parameter here. Okay, @color. Okay, equal to varchar of 10. Okay, then here is also we can do or varchar of 20. You can use a varchar 10 @. Okay, that's it. Where color equal to and color equal to @color. And that just execute that alter procedure. Then it will get affected. Then what we need to do, whatever the stored procedure we are using for the report, then automatically just refresh the data source. See, automatically it got the parameter. So even the report got the parameter. Then you can use a preview. Then you will get the parameter. Then you can use a red. You can use the black. Okay, you can use the blue. Okay, now you can use. Not only that, if for example we are using the stored procedure here, that is the reason we need to make every changes in that query. But that query is saved as a procedure. Then go back to procedure, you can alter it. Okay, then people might ask the question, okay, if I'm using as a procedure in my reports, then always I need to come back and make the changes in the procedure. Yes, one way people might think it is a little bit tricky. Always you need to go back and make the changes in the store procedure. If whenever I need to change, make the changes in the query. But other way, if you are looking at, we can use the same store procedure for multiple reports also. Okay, that way. But do not think that one this is the right way or wrong way. Okay, then either you can write the direct query here or you can save. But in the real time, everybody or every query has to saved as a store procedure, whether it is you are using for reporting or whether you are using for application, anything. Okay, now here going to use. Now if I want to make this as, I want to have the colors into this one, now then I can create the one more data set here. Okay, then embedded, that is going to be color, then select distinct color from production dot product. Okay, you can use like this. Okay, and then go to the parameter, color, and parameter properties, available values, get the values from the query. Then it is not product data set, it is a color, connect the color. Then you have the colors. All the colors, you can, if you want multiple colors need to be selected, then what you need to do? Then go back to that query, then you make it where the color in @color. Okay, now execute it, done, then come back to that reporting, make sure, go to the color parameters and allow multiple values. Now you will get the extra text boxes. Then you can select the multiple colors. Oh, sorry. Okay, black, and I want black and blue. Not worry. Okay, I'll show you this one with the query. Now, this is the way you can, whatever we want to make the changes in the store procedure, you can do. But here in this one, it is not taking multiple colors as here. But that is the problem with the store procedure. You cannot add the multiple colors. If I want to add the color multiple value, then I need to declare one more parameter. Then I need to use the comma here. Okay. But in this situation, it is better if you want to use the query as it here, like what we are using here. Oh, here also we are using store procedure. Then what we can do, let me create the new report. Data source, I'm using the ADB data source, shared one. ADBLT, then data set. Here I can write, instead of using the store procedure, what I can use, embedded data set. Okay, then use the ADB. Then here I can write select star from. Okay. Unfortunately, here it is not displaying the query builder. Okay, select star from production dot. Production.product. Okay, you got all the values. I don't need all the values. Go to the dataset properties. Okay, not query. One second, guys. I'm not getting that GUI. Let me change the graphic settings. Okay, I got it. Okay, now go to the, if I don't want all the columns, what do I need to do? I don't want all the columns. I want to select only few columns. I don't need, it should select all and unselect all. Why it is not doing? Okay, there are a lot many are there. Then I can remove these. Then I can manually select name. I want color. I want standard cost. I want size, list price, and I want style. Okay, then I can use that query, run that query, you will get the values. And if you don't want null, then use that where color is not null. Okay, then and color is equal to @color. Now I'm going to get, already I created the parameter. Let me display in the table format. Okay, then whatever the value, name of the product, color, standard cost, list price, size, and style. Then you are going to get the parameter. Then let me get the, write one more data set called color, embedded one from this one. Okay, you got the query designer here. That's what I'm looking for. Select distinct color from production dot product. And if you want to make sure your query is perfect, run it, then you will get it. Oh, there is one null is also there. Then if you don't want, where color is not null. Okay, now that's good. Now let me connect this parameter to that what we did in the previous report. Then available values, get the values from the query. Which one? Color and color and color. Done. We connected it. Then in the preview, you are going to get all the colors you can select. Now this is good. If I want a multiple color selection, then what I can do? Go to the products data set. There, instead of color equal to @color, what we can do? We can make color in @color. This was, we are not able to do it in the stored procedure, because stored procedure, okay, when we are using one parameter will take one value at a time. But here in the reporting, that same parameter is taking series of values. That is the advantage here. Okay, then that same parameter parameter will go as a report parameter. Then for the selection, multi-selection purposes, go to the parameter properties, then use the allow multiple values option. Then here you can select the multiple colors. Okay, that's what is the option. Now let me get back the first so the single color, because to make it, just remove that process. Even though there is a in, then you can able to select only one color. Okay, but if you want to make that only one color, go to the query, make it equal to. You can again get back to the single color selection. Okay, you can write query wise report. Okay, that's not the big deal. Now the big deal is that, okay, I want multiple parameters. Okay, oh, can I select the color as well as size or style? I want different size product or different style product also. Okay, then what? How can we do that? Then here in this one there is a size is that, okay, is not available. Then if you want to display, if you don't want to display blank values, what you can do, you can go back to the query. Then wherever the size is null, then display with 0. Okay, and where the style is also null, you can display with yeah. Okay. See, okay, automatically the sizes are the combination of numbers and also small, medium, large is also there. Then wherever the style is not null, then automatically we are displaying the n, because we don't want to display the blank values here. Okay, now I want one more parameter called size. Okay, color and size. I want to select the color and size. Then what do I need to do? Display the red color medium product. How can you do that? Display the red color medium product or red color 56 size product. Guys, answer me. How can you display the red color medium size product? And that's good. Okay, then we need to use the and. Then go back to the query. That's what, we are not doing anything extra. We are just following this SQL statement. That's what I continued with this one. Then what you need to do, and okay, size. Here also I'm using it as a parameter. Then at the rate size. But parameter names, you need to follow the case. Their parameter names are case sensitive. Okay, column names are not to worry, but parameter names are case sensitive. If you are using the same name, then use the same parameter name there itself. Okay, that you need to remember. Now you got one more parameter, size. Then for the size parameter, I want to create the query again, like, because I don't want to enter the sizes. Then this is a size data set. Then write select distinct size from production.product. Okay. If you want to make sure the result is perfect. Okay. Here you are getting some null or size because where we are displaying the null as a 0. But in the parameter, if you don't want that one, you can remove it, or else if you want where size is not, that's your wish. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Either you want to display with some particular character or value, or you don't want to display. Okay, that you can do. Now the sizes are there. Now I created the two parameter size. Let me connect the size to it. Parameter properties, then available values, get the values from the query, then here that is the reason naming conventions are important. And size parameters can be connected to the size data set. Okay, now that is good. Then let us see. Now, if I'm selecting the blue color, then I'm getting the 38 size. I don't have any products. Multi size, 42 size, no products. Black color, 40 size, there are some products. Okay, that's good. But there is a trick in the multiple parameters. Do I need to know which color, which size products are available? Then the person who asked for this report will become angry or will become just irritated. Man, do I need to know which color, which size products are there? If black color or if red color or blue color 40 size products are not there, why I am getting the 40 number here? For example, if I are searching in Amazon, if I are searching in TVs, okay, for example, for any product you are searching in Amazon, if I want 40 inches Sony TV or something like LCD, from LCD TV, sorry, okay, I'm getting that, and finally we are getting that one. Okay, I'm getting the brands and everything. But if I'm selecting the automatically, if I want 4K TVs, then automatically these brands are reduced and some brands are not available here. But if I'm getting the Vizio and 4K, but if there are no 4K TVs in Vizio, but still the Vizio is displaying here, what will happen? Then that is that, like Amazon is misguiding me, there are no misguided, then I need to randomly select whatever. See, where the Vizio 760p is not available, this is automatically disabled. Means what? Here is also, the people are going to tell, okay, if I'm selecting the blue color, then I need to get the sizes which are available for the blue color only. Then here I'm displaying all the sizes. Okay, if I'm selecting the multicolor, then I need to get the only sizes available in multicolor. Unless I'm not going to get it. Means what? The second parameter value should know the first parameter selection. Okay, then I cannot display all sizes for it because I need to display the only sizes which belongs to that color. Okay, then silverback, like it is similarly like that. No inner join. Similarly like that. Okay, if I'm selecting the United States and cities, if I'm selecting the California and if I'm displaying the New Jersey cities, does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, then if I'm selecting New Jersey and if I'm displaying all the cities of the United States, then I need to pick up, okay, which city belongs to New Jersey. Most of the time I don't even know how many cities are there, what are the city names of each state. Then that doesn't make perfect reporting. Then what is the second parameter should display the value according to the first parameter. Thank you for trying, guys. Okay, good. I hope you guys are trying good. Then let me say, that's good. Okay, then what we need to do, the second parameter should know the first parameter selection. Then who knows this first parameter selection? Who is having the value of this first parameter selection? The first parameter itself. Then what we need to do? We need to pass this first parameter into the second parameter. Means what? Where are the values are coming from this parameter? Second parameter is getting the values from this second data set called size. Then what we need to do? We need to pass the first parameter into the second parameter's query. That's what we need to do. Okay, then what we need to do? Go back to your query. In the size, in the query, what we need to do? We need to pass the first parameter and color is equal to, then you need to use the proper case. At the rate, is it small or capital? Uppercase is also case sensitive. Color. If I'm not using the same parameter, then what will happen? It is going to create the one more parameter. Then I don't need the third parameter. I need this parameter should be utilized in the size query. That's what I'm going to do. Simple, I'm doing that. Let me check what will happen. See, the size value is disabled. Why it is disabled? It will get only the value after selecting the color. Let me select the blue. Then automatically size will get the value. See, only then whenever we select, those products are available. Okay, then even I'm selecting the red, I'll get, see, only few sizes are available in the red. If I'm selecting silver black, no size is available in the silver black. Okay, null size is available. Then white color, only large and medium sizes are available in the white color. Okay, these kind of parameters are called cascading parameters. What is that called? Cascading parameters means what? One second parameter depends upon the first parameter value. Second parameter depends upon second parameter takes the first parameter as the parameter. That is called cascading parameter. Let me continue. I want to add one more parameter called style. Okay, I want to add one more parameter called style. Then what do I need to do? Then let me change this query and one more AND statement. What is that? And style is equal to @style. Okay. Then third parameter, one more parameter. Then further parameter also I want to add the values. Let me create the data set. Style. Select. Again, we are going to use the same distinct. Why we are using distinct? To remove the repeated things, because there might be one U style will be multiple records. No, we can use style. Okay. Then if you want to make sure the query is getting the values or not. Okay. See, oh, there you have blank one. Then you can delete. Or else what you can do, you can use is null. Okay, you got the null also, n also. Okay, like I told you, either you can remove the no values or you can replace with the one value, because instead of selecting the blank value is that you are not going to get anything. Okay, then also if I want to include this style also in with the part of, like for example, if I'm selecting the blue color 44 size and N, I don't have any products, then the people will ask. Okay, then style also should know the first two parameters values. Okay, then I'm going to connect the style data set. Okay, then then what do I need to do? I need to clearly pass these two parameters into the style. Why I need to pass the two parameters? Because the style is the last parameter that is depending on first two parameter selection, like blue and size. Oh, sorry. How come the size didn't got that? Okay. There is no. Okay. Then what do I need to do? Let me go to that query, and I need to pass the two parameters that you need to follow the order, where color is equal to @color and size is equal to @size. Sorry. Yeah, size, both. Done. Now let me select. It is selected. Now let me. Now you can see only color is enabled, size and style are disabled. Let me select a black color. Then you have a different. Then let me select the 44. See, for the black color 44 size product, there is only U style is available. Then you will get the values. Then if I am selecting the 48 size, still U. Large size, there. In the large size, then you have a MUW, all records. That's what you can select. Okay, then this is called cascading parameterized reports. Okay, one parameter depends upon the selection of values from the previous parameter. Okay, then parameterized report, cascading parameterized reports. That's what you can do. Okay, now everybody understood the parameters and cascading parameters? Everyone, any questions? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to include so many products because before that I want everybody to practice this, developing all of whatever we covered so far is a simple form of reports. Okay, then we can do advanced level of reporting or called summarized reporting, crosstab reporting, or chart or bar reporting we are going to do in the next session. But before that, I want you guys to at least this. Along with that yesterday's exercise, I want you guys to everybody to develop the group by, multi-level group by, drill down, multi-level drill down, as well as parameterized and cascading parameterized reports. And if you are getting anything, I'll send you the hands-on lab. There is a step-by-step is given. Take the help of hands-on lab. And but end of the day, I want you guys to create it and send me the reports. Okay? Everybody clear? Yes. Okay. Then the next section is going to be on the Friday so that we can finish the reporting part on the Friday. If you are able to develop the first basic report, then we can do the advanced report quickly. Okay? You guys are clear? Okay. Thank you guys.